Welcome to BomiChess. Today we are going to talk about one chess player from 20th century, and he is perhaps the most famous player in chess history. And his name is Bobby Fischer. So Robert James Fischer was born in 1943 in Chicago. And he started playing chess when he was 6 years old. He was first playing against his sister, and when she got enough of chess, he started playing by himself, and he was playing against himself. So his mother was concerned about him and his mental health, that he is spending all day long playing chess alone in the room. And they went on and found to try to find some chess club. And eventually he was taking part in a tournament where one chess player, noticed him, how good he was for his age and without training, and he started coaching him. So young Bobby Fischer, his chess career just blew up, and he won the US championship when he was only 14 years of age, the youngest ever. And he went on to win that US championship 8 times, which was the record. He went on to become the world chess champion in 1972, and he won the title from Boris Spassky, who was chess champion of the world before that. But we are going to cover that in some of the future videos. So this game was from 1960, and it was played in Chess Olimpiad in Leipzig, Germany. And it was played against the strongest player in Chile of that time, who was named Rene Letelier. And let's see how did the game go. Fischer had black pieces and Letelier had white. So white opens with the d4, sorry. We have knight f6, c4, and we have g6. So Fischer is playing King's Indian. We have knight to c3, bishop to g7, and we have e4. Here Fischer played kingside castling, and now his opponent took the chance and played e5. So now he's attacking this knight on f6, and now Fischer brought the knight back to e8. And we have f4. So white already pushed his pawns far away from the king. So his king is a little bit in the open now, and he needs to protect these pawns. So he played f4. But let's see how the Fischer responds to this. So he played d6. His opponent brings the bishop to e3, and now we have c5. So Fischer is already attacking these pawns in the center, and he's trying to undermine this pawn structure of the white. Here white took the pawn on c5, and Fischer cannot retake this pawn, or doesn't want, because his queen is under attack. So he played knight to c6, and now the opponent took the pawn on d6. So Fischer took it on d6, and his opponent played the knight to e4. So he's attacking this pawn, but he already played with his knight 2 times. And it would be probably better to bring out other of his pieces, because his white king is still stuck in the middle of the board and can start getting attacked very soon. So he brought his knight to e4 in order to attack this pawn, or at least it seems so, and Fischer attacked the knight with the bishop. So he developed his piece, and he played bishop to f5, and here his opponent, instead of going for this idea to take this pawn on d6, he went for knight to g3. So now he's attacking this bishop. Fischer doesn't want to allow this bishop to be taken, so he brought it back to e6, and his opponent brought another knight to f3. Here bishop played the queen to c7. Now Fischer could take this pawn, but he brought his queen instead, and his opponent played the queen to b1. So now this queen is boxed in the corner. The idea of this move actually is to protect this square. He wants to play f5 next move, but this queen is far away from the center, and it's the only thing that he's doing is protecting this square. So let's see if this was a good move. Bishop took the pawn on e5, and now he played this pawn to f5. He is going on with his idea to attack this bishop and this pawn here. But Fischer responded to this by playing pawn to e4. So now he's attacking this knight on f3, and his opponent took the bishop on d6. Fischer took the pawn on f3, and now if his opponent takes this pawn on f7, this would be a very bad move, because now queen could recapture the pawn, and after something like this we have this beautiful battery here, and his king is still stuck in the center of the board, so it's not good position for white at all. So he didn't play, his opponent didn't play this pawn takes on f7, but he rather took the pawn on f3. And here Fischer, instead of taking pawn on e6 square, he rather played f5. This pawn is going to be taken anyway, but this f5 pawn now is threatening in the next move. If the opponent doesn't do anything, Fischer is going to play f4 with his pawn, and he's going to attack both of these pieces, so he'll have a fork of the knight and the bishop. So his opponent needs to reply to this. He played f4 himself, blocking this pawn, and now Fischer bring out his knight to f6. His opponent played bishop to e2, and now he's guarding this square on g4, because this knight, if he ever comes to g4, this is very dangerous for white, sorry, and this knight is in a great spot here. So he is trying to defend this square, g4, and he's also developing his piece, and he wants to bring his king somewhere in the safety. So Fischer played a rook to e8, and now he's aligning this rook with a king, and all of these pieces in the center of the board. So his king moved away, white played king to f2, and now Fischer took this pawn. So this move does two jobs. One is to take this pawn, but another one is he wants to bring his other rook on the same file and want to start attacking here. So his opponent replied by playing rook to e1, and Fischer played his idea, rook to e8. So now these two rooks are very strong here in the center of the board. We are already attacking this bishop 2 times and defending only by the king, so white need to do something about it. And white played this bishop to f3. Now this bishop is guarded 2 times by the rook and by the king, so seemingly we cannot take it. But here this move allows Fischer to have one beautiful combination that he saw and played. This combination of 3 moves, and after this you are simply winning the game. So if you want to try to find this beautiful winning combination by Fischer, you can pause the video here and try to find it. Good luck. Okay, I hope that you were able to find the winning combination. And the first move is rook takes on e3. And now his opponent needs to take this rook back, right? So he took the rook, and his Fischer took again rook takes on e3. And now what to do but king takes the rook on e3. And here there's a beautiful move after which his opponent resigned the game. Queen takes f4, check. And let's see what's the threat here. If the king recaptures, now this bishop on h6 is checkmate. Bishop is guarding this diagonal, and all of these squares are protected by black pieces. So this king has nowhere to go. So we cannot take the queen, but if we simply move the king, now we have moves like this. We have this check. If the king moves, we can just simply take this bishop, and king is going to get checkmated very soon. So if king goes, for example, something like f2, we have this check. So if it moves, the same story, and we can simply capture the bishop, and the white king is going to get checkmated. So this was today's game, and this beautiful combination. In this Chess Olimpiad, USA went on to win the second prize. The first was Soviet Union, second was US, and the third one was Yugoslavia. So I hope that you liked today's game. Write down in the comments, were you able to solve this beautiful combination yourself? Did you like the game? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!